This is the show where Ohio throws down. Ohio is on fire. I am your host, Dan Diesel, and my lovely co-host, Jesse Bird is here. Say hello, Jesse.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, Jesse is here. So we are going to do this. It's a little different, and of course, for college students like me and Jesse and people that's 25 years old and 18 to 25, this is probably one of your favorite times of year because it is now time for spring break. It is coming soon. I know next week is exams here for campuses across the country. The good news for me, I'm actually done with my exams, but I know some of you are not. And just a lot of stuff is going on. And of course, this will be my last night of doing a regular show for a while, at least for a few weeks. I'll get to that in a little bit. But me and Jesse are here, and we'll talk about Jesse's status in a little bit. But anyway, now that we've gone out of the way, we've finally gotten this show started. It is now time. We need to have a talk with the state of Ohio. That's what we do when we start every show. We have to have a talk with the state of Ohio. And like I mentioned, spring break is here. It's excited, and especially here at Wright State. People want to get the blood pumping. It's outrageous, Jesse.
It is.
What do you think about unbelievable? Anyway, people go around Florida and someplace warm, if you will.
Are you going anywhere?
No, I probably won't because I got to work. But a lot of people do go places. I just want to be a forewarning. Spring break can get a little wild because we are young adults and we have quite an imagination. People drink, of course, and people put things in places they shouldn't. Let's say, yeah, it's true. I think it's as safe I can be. But the other thing is that another thing is if a guy is dating a girl. They're in love and they go to spring break together. It can be out of control. Anything can happen. They're having the time of their lives. It's true. Everyone's laughing. I know. I've seen it on TV way too often. You do have to be careful. Me and Jesse want you to be careful because a lot of bad things can happen. I mean, even if you're dating someone, they may not be the person you thought they were. They could be absolute jerks, or they could be associated with absolute jerks. We'll give you some tips right now. I got a few ideas. But listen, don't let anyone hand you a drink wherever you go. If you're at a big college crowd, if you don't have a drink in your hand, someone says, "Here, drink this," don't do it. Because there's probably something wrong with it. It's probably been spiked. It's probably been full of beer. Well, bad beer. Of course, people drink anyway, but it could go haywire, and that's how date rape happens. People get passed out. People can get hurt, stolen. You just if you ain't careful, you can get really hurt real badly. So so that's one advice I have. Do not drink something that was handed to you. You do not know what it is. Pour in your own drink. You must know where the source of that drink came from. So Jesse, do you have any spring break advice? Anything you think of?
No, I think that was pretty solid advice.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, right now, since we're talking about spring break, let's share some quick memories. I've had a few. Jesse, you start. Can you think of something about spring break that was really made you happy?
No, I mean, I've always had pretty fun spring breaks. 2 years ago, I went to Panama City.
Yes. What happened?
It's apparently the hot spot and whatnot, but I didn't really care for it. Kind of a little too much going on down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I was with some wild friends.
Okay, well, looks like you seem like a smart person. I think you play. Yeah. I mean, you're still alive. You didn't, so you're here with me. Well, before I get to my story, who's your friend? I know you have a friend.
This is my friend Chelsea.
Chelsea?
Yeah, she's sitting in tonight because she's thinking about possibly doing this in the future too. So.
Well.
She wanted to check it out and see what you and I do. Okay,
well, just to let you know, Chelsea, I am a little more organized in this. All the shows were like I mentioned earlier. We have a virus. We had a virus this weekend, and apparently you can't play anything on the computer because I tried to play my intro and went blank. I played the cue. The only thing that will play is automation and the mics,
no
which is good. That's right. Tonight's show commercial free. Yeah, and it was we made the red that time. We got really excited. That's all right. But no, tonight's show is commercial free. We cannot play a commercial because they come off the computer. But back to I got a story. When I was about 10, I went to Disney World. 10 or 11. That was probably the coolest thing I've ever did for spring break. It was around early April. I went to Florida. It was Walt Disney, and that was a time when I still thought Santa Claus was real. And sorry for little kids listening. Yeah, don't listen to me, kids. Of course he's real. Yeah, but I thought Mickey Mouse was real.
You mean
Okay,
he's
kid.
not?
You mean he's not? You tell me that Donald Duck's not real either? Oh no. You kids should probably go to bed early tonight. Anyway, Mickey Mouse, you know, it's everyone's little child hero. You want to go meet Mickey Mouse, you want to ride the rides, and I did everything at Walt Disney. I rode the teacups. I ate a churro. We were there like noon that day, and then throughout the course, you just do things. There's so many rides. You go on log. Oh, there was a thing called Space Mountain. It's a ride. Not the other thing, but I rode on that, and then there's two things that stand out to me. Of course, I had dinner at Walt Disney. There was a thing called the Astro Cafe. Apparently, it's supposed to be meals from the year 3000. And these sandwiches, they had these lunch meat sandwiches. I tell you, they weren't this big. It was like see, here's the plate. It's maybe 3 feet. It was outrageous, and people had blue wigs on. The people that worked there, and then they also had these electronic giant puppets. You know how? Have you ever been to Chuck E. Cheese's? They had those robots, the mouses, because when you're a kid, you used to think Chuck E. Cheese was real. You mean he's not? I'm sorry, children. I'm ruining your life. Anywho, but they had these. It was like a bear and so I don't even remember. They were playing the guitar. Anyway, so I remember that part, and of course, the thing I remember, there's a parade around 9 o'clock when the lights go down at that big ball they have. I think it's like a tower. I haven't been there in so long, but they shoot off fireworks and they got things flying everywhere. I watched that, and then afterwards, they say there's an autograph sign with Mickey Mouse. They post these signs at the parade, almost like he's a big rock star in that place.
Yes.
Yeah, he must be.
Oh, man.
Yes, after the parade, go get an autograph from Mickey Mouse. So I got in line when my mother took me. There was this building. I sat on his lap. He signed one of my books, and it's when you're 11 years old, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I get it. So it was cool, and I don't get out much. I like to do. I see these things on TV all the time. I would like to do a spring break somewhere, like Cancun. I would like to go to Ibiza, maybe someday. Today, of course, this spring break I'll be busy with other stuff, so I can't do that. And of course, later on we'll talk about important things coming up for spring break events here in Ohio. There are some spring break activities you can do while you're here in Ohio. That you can do things in Ohio too. So I do have some good news. I was talking about date rape and all that. There is good news. There's going to be a teen protective bill. It's going to become a law here in the state of Ohio. Other states have already passed this, but apparently we don't have this. Here's the there is a plan that is expecting to become law in the state of Ohio that will help young people protect themselves. Ohio senators unanimously passed a bill that will allow juvenile courts to issue protection orders for minors in a dating relationship. It comes after an ex-boyfriend shot a Cleveland teenager in the face back in 2007. The teenage victim wanted to get a protection order, but Ohio juvenile courts cannot issue them against minors. And of course, the good news, this teenager did survive, but she had to get surgery and stuff. She did survive that, in case you're wondering. The House expects to pass the plan on Wednesday, which I believe is actually today. So this morning they're passing it, and then head to the Governor Ted Strickland for his signature. So that sounds like a good law. I hope that, because I always thought that was not fair. I always hear of these incidents with minors, high schoolers, and even colleges, and they have to baby step. I think if it goes too far as shooting your loved one in the face, yeah, take him to prison. Do something about it. That's right, Jesse. Okay, so with that, I've spoken about what I've done. That we had our good talk of Ohio. All right, we are back with the show of Ohio Throws Down. Ohio is on fire. I am Dan Diesel. We will start in a little. I'm gonna have Lascivious on after this segment. I'll get to them in a minute. We were just want to let you know, but right now we are doing this. This is everyone's favorite segment, I think. It's a prestigious award, an invisible award, if you will. Everyone talks about it. It's a prestigious list. It is now time for OMVP, Ohio's most valuable pedestrian. It goes to someone that does something very interesting and awesome from the state of Ohio. and I cannot play my theme music tonight, so I'm gonna mouth it. We're gonna mouth.
You should sing it.
Yeah. All right.
It's the Olympic theme.
That hurt my throat.
For all of you.
All right. Anyway, before I talk about this person that's getting the award this week, I saw an article. Ohio should have something to be proud about. According to a national magazine that's really prominent, the state of Ohio was tops in the national list for economic development, and this was listed in the magazine. They don't say which magazine it was, but basically it ranks the states based on how many job employment opportunities there are and how many people they could not get rid of. In Ohio, apparently they did a really good job this year. I know last 2008 was not good for them. That was the year that those GM truck workers got laid off, which that film, The Last Truck, that was based on. But 2009 apparently was a vast improvement, so much as that it's a champion of economic development, state of Ohio, and it credited a lot of people. It's an article, let me read this article. Ohio has once again, for the fourth year in a row, been named the #1 state for business expansion. It's something we're really proud of. So they actually won this 4 straight times, despite the economic troubles. Benny, I'll continue. Says Youngstown Mayor Jay Williams. Typically, we expect these Columbus to contribute part, Cleveland and Cincinnati, but one of the best places in Ohio was Youngstown, Ohio, especially in the Mohegan Valley. And state officials say business was encouraged by Ohio's efforts to reduce taxes and red tape. So that's nice. And I was looking into places in Youngstown and Cleveland. They were the 2 top employees in 2009 based on the people they brought in and the business they did. And there's just one company I always hear about. They constantly do really well, and I think it's really important they do well. It's the Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, Ohio. They're recognized as probably one of the best hospitals in America year in, year out. They got some of the best doctors in the world. And among Ohio employment 2009, Ohio based they were number 2. Of course, the number 1 was Walmart, but they're not based in Ohio. But for areas, for companies and organizations, if you will, based in Ohio, these guys were number 1. And I was looking into doctors that are like people that make this place work, and I heard about this guy. I stumbled upon him, Stephen E. Neeson. He is quite a prestige doctor from what I heard. But according to his Wikipedia, he's a well-known cardiologist, researcher, and patient advocate. He is chairman of cardiovascular medicine at the Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, Ohio. But he won awards. He was a vice chairman from 93 to 2002, and all that good stuff. Where's his award? Oh yeah, in 2007 he was named one of the 100 most influential people in the world, and he was an outstanding doctor award by Cleveland Clinic. But for cardiovascular medicine in 2004, 1998, and 1993. He's the man. I trust him. I think he sounds like a trustworthy guy to go to if you have health issues. And you know what? He's going to win another award. He is the O MVP. Congratulations, Stephen Neeson. You're MVP. Good, yay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Congratulations, Stephen Neeson. You're a good doctor for a good hospital. We are back with a show where Ohio throws down, Ohio is on fire. I'm Dan Diesel, along with my co-host Jesse, and we have some guests here. They are a prominent rock band in the Dayton, Ohio area. They've been touring clubs and other venues you can think of, and they have a really cool sound. But go ahead and introduce yourselves. Tell me who you are.
I'm Fish, and I play bass guitar for Lascivious.
Yeah, this is Eric. I play drums for Lascivious, so we're pretty happy to be here. Thanks for having us out.
Well, thank you. Anyway, but they got a cool sound. We're going to pick their brain, and you guys have a chance to call in. I'll let that be known in a little bit. But anywho, but welcome to the show, you guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
No problem.
All right, so where did this name Lascivious come from? I probably said it wrong for 100th time, but
That's right.
what's the inspiration for the name?
The inspiration, I guess there's a couple different stories behind it, but probably one of them, the more common one, is there's a crime called lewd and lascivious behavior. And that's, I think, what the band used to be called, was lewd and lascivious, and then they shortened it to just Lascivious probably about a year ago. and there were a couple of like rock greats from the past. I know Jim Morrison got arrested for lewd and lascivious behavior a couple times. So that's kind of cool. That's what I kind of like to associate the name with. But our frontman, Doug, he's really the brains, and he started up this band, and he liked that name, Lewd and Lascivious, and stuck with it.
Cool. So, who's now that the two of you is here? Who's the rest of your lineup? Give them a little plug because they couldn't be here.
Doug Hinton, he's our singer and rhythm guitar player, and our other guitar player is Josh Vagatus, and he's more of our lead player.
Okay.
He likes playing lead. He goes wild on the guitar. Yeah. It's kind of fun to watch. And
awesome. Anyway, how do you think now the internet? You guys use the internet to promote yourselves.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah. Well, what do you think of the internet and how it's helped like independent music artists like you? How great is it?
I mean, the internet, it's a great like promotional tool to use because I mean, you can have a MySpace page. It's absolutely free. You don't have to go out and buy a domain name or anything like that. And you can hit. I mean, there's billions of people on MySpace, so you can target like a certain like genre of people like that would be interested in your music, and then really just go from there.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what I've done. I've taken the reins of our MySpace, and it's grown tremendously. So.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it's myspace.com/lewdlascivious. And like you were saying, it's really cool because you can hit so many people. And like you said, for a new up-and-coming band, we don't have a huge budget, so it allows us to do a lot of different things as far as promoting for shows, getting our songs out there, getting pictures, things like that. So it's just really good using MySpace as well as Facebook. I look at some bigger artists, and they've done a lot cooler things. Look at Radiohead, Nine Inch Nails doing like free CD releases and music releases on the internet. Now that works pretty well for them because they have an established name, but for us it allows us to freely get our music out and get it into the ears of a lot of people.
Awesome. All right. Now, for the two of you, tell me your influence of how you guys play. Who's your influence and why?
My influence personally is Steve Harris when it comes to bass. He's the bass guitarist for Iron Maiden, and they're like my favorite band. I mean, really, it comes down to him, Lemmy from Motorhead, just because he does more of a rhythm guitar style on the bass. It involves a lot of chords, and I use a lot of chords in my bass work. So, really, Lemmy and Steve Harris, and a couple other guys, but none of you guys will know who any of them are. So.
Yeah. Fish is pretty awesome on bass. He's got a pretty unique sound because of all the chords he's playing. So it really fills out the sound a lot for us, and that's a really good addition for us. He's the newest member of the band, and he's definitely done a lot.
Baby of the group.
It's really cool to hear all the influences from the different members of the band. You look at Doug; he's got a big influence from like Metallica, some of those bands. Josh is kind of all over the place, anywhere from Willie Nelson to Rage Against the Machine. So it makes him a little bit more versatile. For my background, I to be honest, I started out with bands like Oasis, Collective Soul, some of that mid-90s alternative, and I love them. I still love them. And some of the more modern influences, I would say, would be Tool, Nine Inch Nails. Really like those bands, so it's cool for our sound just because we get to blend a lot of different influences from Iron Maiden with Fish here to to Metallica to wherever.
Well, cool beans. All right. Now, I wish I'd thought this question weeks ago. I had a few other musicians on. I remember when I was younger, I know certain music videos were really popular on TV, such as VH1, MTV, namely. And of course, times have changed. It wasn't my decision making, but for some reason, you don't really see that much music on those channels anymore, unless 4 in the morning, like from 4 to 7, they'll play, and everyone's in bed. But I just want your opinion. Do you think the lack of music represented on channels that's supposed to be about music, has it hurt the music business? Just be honest. What are your thoughts on all of this?
I would say that it hasn't really hurt the music business. I think it's shifted focus. You have a lot more of the TV. You had the MTV back in the day where you played music videos all the time.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. I loved it, and I just like the visual medium combining the two, audio and visual, into making something pretty unique. I think is that sort of medium. But what I said with the shift, I was talking about going more towards internet. So you're seeing that kind of taking over the spot that I think music videos used to have.
Yeah.
Everyone now has internet and they have access to MySpace, the artist's own website. They have access to those music videos there.
Yeah.
More of that community feel to it. So you get to get in touch with your favorite artist a bit more because there's forums, you can meet other members, and you couldn't do that via MTV.
And that's the thing. Like I feel like ever since like MTV stopped playing music, people have got to go to different avenues to sort of get the kind of music they want to hear. So they're not going to sit around and like wade through a bunch of reality TV just to get to like the 4 in the morning music video slot. They're going to go on the internet, and that's why we want.
Well, that's totally true. The internet.
To get it.
Yeah, thing is for the internet. The internet is a good place for music such as you guys. People can find you and thousands of other bands in this country. I do agree the internet's strong, but there's a vast difference I think between the internet and television. Because not everyone has a computer though. I know a lot of young college students. We're in the technology age. We use a computer, and but people that are older, they don't care for computers. They prefer the television. And I see on television, I mean, really, the only time you ever see music videos or any sort of representation of music on the main channels, if you will. I know there's MTV and VH1, CMT, even BET. They're the only ones that it's on basic cable, but they hardly play any videos anymore. And if you get
channel,
oh yeah,
they play a lot of music.
Yeah, but direct channels is like $500 a channel. Like there's Fuse. I know Fuse still plays stuff. You have to pay extra to get those.
I used to get Fuse for free back in the day. Like, I never had cable in my life, and Fuse is like what formed my music likes.
So
I did too. They got rid of it.
I do the music choice. It's not videos or anything, but I can just put it on like the metal station and like jam out to it because they play a variety.
Is that like DirecTV?
It's like, I mean, I have just like Time Warner basic.
Okay.
Cable. I got the DVR though, so it works out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I love the TV medium for music videos. I kind of miss that.
I do too.
Talk about what I like, the combination of audio and visual. But I don't know. You see it only now. I guess you only really see it now in like 30-second clips on commercials. You had Beyonce doing some ads for DirecTV. She wants to upgrade you to DirecTV.
Oh, Beyonce.
Yeah, those big music stars.
Yeah, so you're only getting 30-second clips for the highly commercial artists like Beyonce or U2.
Do you guys have videos on your MySpace at all, or?
Got live footage. We have some footage of shows that we have up there. But we're trying to film like one of our songs. We got a song called "Attachination," which was actually the name of the EP that we dropped about 2 months ago. We did a 5-song EP, recorded that in a professional studio, and "Attachination" is kind of the flagship song we have, a big fan favorite. So we're going to McGuffey's on St. Patrick's Day for the X's St. Pat X Day party, and so we're gonna get some video footage from like 3 different angles, get some live footage of the crowd. So we're really excited to play that, one, because it's McGuffey's, which is an awesome venue. We've played there a few times, and that's sponsored by the X. So we'll get really good crowd involvement, really feed off the crowd, and hopefully get some good shots and do like a live video from multi-angle.
Yeah.
All right.
What number?
21.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Happy birthday.
But very safe.
Okay, absolutely. We are back with the show where Ohio throws down. Ohio is on fire. I am with my guest. Wish me luck. Lascivious. Lascivious.
We've had the.
There you go.
Yes.
Woo!
All right,
Spell
just
it too for our listeners.
okay.
I'm sure you could do that.
It's spelled Lascivious.
We've had it misspelled probably 10 times on the marquee for some shows.
People pronounce it Lascivious, Lascavious,
Lascivious.
Lascivious.
Actually, the
That's
funniest,
what I would probably guess.
the funniest one we had, there was an ad on the paper. We were playing a show at Oregon Express at the Oregon District, and they spelled our name Las with a space, and then Civius, so it kind of looked like a Spanish man. It was like Lascivious, and that was pretty fun. So I cut that out of the paper, and I have that clip somewhere. That was probably the funniest one that we had.
All right. Before Jessie does ask some questions, but before we get to her, she's been a good shadow for me this quarter. Me and Jessie will talk behind closed doors. This might be her last night. I just let me know because in case she disappears, I don't want people to freak out. But you've done a good job this quarter, Jessie. Me and her, we'll talk about. Go ahead. So yeah, she's got some questions.
Wonderful teacher.
Oh well, thank you. All right.
Here, you guys just had a moment.
That was an intimate moment on air. All right, back to you guys. Since you were sharing the funny story about the misspelling, do you guys have an FCC-friendly road story that you can share, or live performance story? Something that you're like, remember that time that ...
Mm-hmm.
The first one that comes to mind, I guess, we were playing a show at Coyote's Pub in West Carrollton. And it's kind of a dive bar. It's real fun to play there because we can just kind of do whatever and have a good time and just put on a good rock show. Yeah, it's really close to where I live. It's about 3 minutes from my apartment.
Me too.
And there was a guy, he had a lot to drink. I assume that's FCC friendly. A lot to drink. And he really liked this. And I was real happy with that. So that's good to have some fans. But he was just kind of a little sloppy drunk. And he kept coming onto the stage. And he was pointing at me and he was going, "Drummer! Drummer! Play a drum solo!" He was yelling at me and he loved our singer. But he kept getting on stage and then falling backwards over the monitors, the speakers on the ground. So he kept falling over a couple of times. He spilled a drink onto the foot pedals of our singer. He plays guitar and he just spilled it on his pedal board. And that was a funny one. And then we had one show.
Was that the same one where the woman had to be escorted out and they called the police on her?
Yes, a lady was escorted out. She was she had too much fun as well.
Speaking of the definition of lewd and lascivious, that's where I was going. But it was no one that needed to be getting lewd and lascivious, if you get my drift.
Well, no, we've had some pretty fun shows. There's a bar up in Vandalia called Stubby's. We love playing there. It's always a fun time. First time we played there was they set a wet T-shirt contest. That was kind of
disaster.
Ooey.
I know, it was kind of not expected, I guess, but it was kind of fun, whatever.
Nails.
Second time we went there, the guys were stage diving off into the crowd there. So that was pretty fun. There's a couple firsts for us.
Did anyone go down?
Nah, it was all right, but I think a fight did break out in the parking lot. But there's always something going on. But that's what makes it fun. Yeah, it was not part of that.
Good. Keep it clean. All right. Well, next question I have for you is, what hope do other potential rockers here, kind of at the Wright State area, have? Like, what chance do they have to succeed, would you say?
I mean, really, it comes down to how much drive you have. Like, anybody can pick up an instrument and play in a band. It's just a matter of, like how often you do. I mean, not necessarily even that's like what your ambitions are, really. Like, if you have the mindset that you're going to make it in this field, which is not an easy field to make it in at all, like, then what was I even saying? Now I forgot. It's not my phone.
Drive. It's all about the drive.
Yeah, it's all about the drive and ambition. And I mean, frankly, like, I would love to do this as a career. I mean, I have a day job and everything, still go to school, but I mean, if the opportunity came up, I'd take it in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Agree.
It's pretty fun. I guess first and foremost is always the music, and like you're saying, anyone can kind of pick up an instrument, and there's so many different styles that you can kind of do what you want. I mean, there's some really good bands out there now that aren't that, like, musically, they're not the greatest guitarists or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying Green Day's not a good guitarist, but like they have just 3-chord rock, and it's so simple, but it's so catchy and so fun. And they just do good shows, good showmanship, and it's a lot of fun, but it's very simple. Think of the song Louie Louie from back in the day. It's just couple different chords, doing some simple lyrics, but it's fun. So you can find something that works for you as long as you're happy, doing that genre, and your enthusiasm comes out in the music, and I think really can catch the crowd. You have to win the crowd over to do well.
And if you are like a younger musician or somebody who's just started getting into it, I mean, just find a group of guys to jam with. Even like look on Craigslist or whatever. Like, and there's not even like bands on there. There's people like how to have a jam. But I mean, that's a great that's like a great learning experience. Like just jamming with people, like playing with them, getting a feel like of playing with other people. It's really prepares you for the real thing.
That's how I joined the band. Actually, they put a Craigslist ad for a drummer, and I had just moved back in town. I was out of state for a little while, and I was kind of bored. I was unemployed, and just found it, went over to jam with the guys for a couple of times, and it worked out pretty well.
It's also how I found the band.
There's several listed now, because I was just browsing, and there's probably 5 or 6 wants for guitar players, maybe a couple drummers.
Yeah, we're looking for a new bassist.
Really?
Oh, I hope not.
What?
Yeah.
I hope not. Alright, well, do you guys have any local favorites, aside from yourselves?
We played with a ton of sweet bands. I mean, one of my favorites, unfortunately they're not together anymore, but Seamus Stone, they had some really good stuff, and I know they're trying to get back, and a couple of guys are trying to do something else. I really like playing with them. I mean, what do we have coming up?
I want to shout out 2 bands from the Dayton area. One of them is Terravoid, I don't know if they play sort of like, it almost sounds like Metallica mixed with like Metal Church with like who knows else what, but it sounds really good. If you like metal at all, like check those guys out. And also Paralyze. We've played a couple of shows with those guys, extremely talented musicians. Like, check them out as well.
You can tell looking at them, they just practice every day and they don't miss notes. I mean, they're so spot on. It's really cool to watch them. They're good.
About your local shows.
Well, first and foremost, we got St. Patrick's Day at McGuffey's House of Rock. And that's like, as we mentioned, we're playing with Killing Chloe. And it's sponsored by 1039 The X. It's part of their St. Patrick's Day celebration. They're actually going to be broadcasting live there from like 9 to like 11 or something like that. But they're going to be there. They're probably going to be giving
It's a free show.
Yeah, it's a free show, no cover charge. And they're going to have green beer flowing, if you're into that.
So we're pretty excited about that. We've got a few more shows coming up after that. We're going to, what else do we have?
And then after that, we're playing Bojangles March 26th with Final Analysis, and that's in West Carrollton. And then
Oregon
after that, we got
on
Oregon Express, April 3rd.
Where is that at?
It is downtown in the Oregon
Okay.
District.
Right next to the old Gem City Music.
Yeah.
It's also right next to Tie 9. That place is sweet.
Okay.
So go to Tie 9 and then come go see us after the show. Or go see us for the show. Josh does a really good job of booking a lot of shows for us. Like I said, there's so many bands in the area to play shows with, so we get to do a lot. We're about to hit our like 50th show or 60th show or something in a year.
Yeah.
Like we've been really hitting pretty hard. Yeah, it's a lot. So when we have a week off, it's kind of nice just to relax. But
And,
next week.
And just make sure to check our website. We do have all of our shows listed there. And that is myspace.com/LewdLascivious. So if you have any questions about where we're playing next, we're up there.
Spell it again.
myspace.com/LewdLascivious.
LEWDLASCIVIOUS.
You got it.
Lascivious.
Okay. I have 2 more questions. Within the state of Ohio, is there anything you notice throughout Ohio, like anywhere you've been, that you think could improve, like maybe the people or the environment? Or some aspect. What do you think can improve in Ohio and why?
Oh man, this sounds like you can go so many different ways with this. You can go economic, you can go culture. I mean, there's one thing we can hope for is an Ohio championship. I think the Cavs are the closest, I think, right now for Ohio. Do a lot to boost Ohio morale.
Yeah.
All right.
Come to a show. Got the album. It's called Tattoo Nation and did 5 songs. It's going to be released on iTunes pretty soon.
Okay.
We've already submitted all the information needed to that. So, Tattoo Nation. It's by Lascivious. That's us. So check it out.
Any shout-outs you'd like to give? Any shout-outs?
Well, Doug and Josh.
Yeah, definitely.
Wish they could be here with us. Thanks a lot for having us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Good luck to you guys.
Thanks.
All right. Well, that was our band. Wish me luck, Lascivious.
Lascivious.
There we go.
Yes.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Finally got it. We are back with the show of Ohio Throws Down. Ohio's on fire. I'm Dan Diesel. Along with Jesse. Jesse, say hello.
Hello again,
Yeah,
everyone.
she's still here. She's gonna
I am
be on
here.
the show. But anyway, we have a representative of a group here at Rice University. She looks like a young lady. So she is here. She's going to do her best. Introduce yourself.
My name is Mackenzie Reeser, and I'm co-president of Golden Key International Honor Society.
Yes, Golden. All right, good for you. We all want to know, what is the Golden Key Club all about? What is it?
Golden Key, here on campus at Wright State, we participate in a lot of community service events. One of our major one that we're running right now is the Penny Drive for the Ronald McDonald House Charities. And we've kind of turned it into a little competition for the offices. Each office on campus gets a little collection box. And from February until May, each office collects pennies and spare change. And whichever office collects the most wins a pizza party with Ronald McDonald. So.
All right.
And then the entire proceeds goes to the Ronald McDonald House in the end.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Last year we raised almost $4,000 on campus. So.
Okay.
400. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, that's good. Well, that's a nice thing. So, how many members you think is a member of the Golden Key Club here on campus? How many you got going for you?
A lot.
A lot. Well, that's good.
Big number.
I don't have a number.
Let's just say 10,000. Woo the people along. Okay, so
All of the commuters. No, I'm just kidding.
now I know you guys do a lot of events. There was like this flyer talking about all the things you guys do. You guys are involved with academics and charity, of course, like you just mentioned. What's one of your favorite events that Golden Key is involved with, and why?
Well, we do a lot of work with St. Vincent de Paul. I know we help out with their holiday parties, and it's a lot of fun to go and help set up the events for the kids and spend time with them. And whether it's just serving a meal or helping out, there are lots of things that we can do there. And we've also done like collection drives for them too.
Okay. All right. Well, let me think. What else? So you're here with us, of course. What is we want to know just a little bit about you. All right. What type of music do you like?
Combination.
Combination. Okay.
Classical.
Classic.
And rap music.
Do you like Lascivious?
I've never heard of them until tonight.
Well, they would love for you to come. All these bands, we got a lot of bands that come here, independent music, so I'm sure they would be in love with you. That's okay. And Jesse's got some questions for Mackenzie, so
Yes.
take it away.
All right, here goes. With the financial struggles going on in these days, have you guys as a club thought about merging with any other groups to raise money together or anything like that going on?
We do a lot of collaboration. One example is our Golden Key book drive that we have on campus. We've partnered up with the Psychi Honor Society, the Psychology Club, to do a book drive. So we do a lot of collaboration with other groups throughout the year for different fundraising for the community service projects.
Does that tend to bring out more success as far as reaching a greater audience of people?
Yeah, when you get more people involved, you can reach out into different networks.
Right.
So it does involve a lot more people.
Okay. And I know I'd mentioned to you before the show started that I was in Key Club in high school. And kind of, can you clarify to me, is that the same thing as it is in college? In high school it was just community service. Is that kind of nationally the same? Or
I'm not familiar with the Key Club in the high school level, but we do a lot of community service. And to get into Golden Key, you need to be in the top 15% of your class because we are an honor society, and we induct anywhere from sophomores, juniors, seniors, and grad students.
Okay. All right. And do you think that it's possible with this name recognition throughout the nation and even internationally to give it its own day, the Golden Key Club Day, or?
Well, Golden Key is an international honor society.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what.
Maybe deserving some recognition. We've got days for everything, as Dan Diesel and I have talked about.
Yeah, it's been an ongoing bit. What it is, we have important holidays, and then we got silly holidays, like Groundhog's Day. We think it's silly. In Arbor Day, well, it's not a lot of people celebrate Arbor Day, but I kind of think it's interesting. It's for tree lovers.
Yes.
Anyway, and there's a website that talks about all these holidays we could have instead.
So maybe this would be one to replace one of the nonsense ones.
Yeah, maybe you can
Say,
dress.
hey, we're out there doing a good thing.
Yeah, maybe you dress in all golden colors or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flashy.
Yeah, hold your key club. Yeah, hold your keys up in the air, and just say, hey, look at me, I'm celebrating Golden Key Club Day. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, there you go. She agrees. All right.
All right. One final question for me is that, do you consider anyone in your group to be the most golden member? Do they stand above and beyond? Are they just like, whoa, phenomenal, doing good things?
Well, we do have a lot of officers, about 26 officers, and they do a lot of work in their own separate ways. So it'd be really hard to pick just one person.
Yeah.
But I would say there's a lot of them that do
The
a lot
entire
of hard
group,
work.
too?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're all out there doing some good things, so.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Anybody who participates would win.
They are golden
Co-winners. Way to share the wealth.
Awesome.
All right, you're a good co-president. Yeah, that's all right. Well, I got a few. Well, good job, Jesse. I got a few more myself. Now, within the state of Ohio, I love to ask this question. Can anything improve in the state of Ohio? Something that you think is being underrepresented in Ohio that can improve, and why? Or better yet, what would make you more happier in the state of, what could happen in Ohio that would make you really happy? Let's put it that way.
I'm already happy in the state of Ohio.
Oh,
That's why I'm here.
okay. Well, that's all right. We're already happy. Is there any shout out? Like, is there any friends at home, family you'd like to shout out to?
Sure. My husband, Mike, and my daughter, Mika. She better be in bed.
How old is she?
She's 3.
Yeah, she better be sleeping.
That's the only one I know.
Okay, well, that's good. Okay, we'll talk about. I know you got some upcoming events. You guys do a bunch of things. Maybe you can talk about your next thing or next 2 things. Go just.
This Friday night we're going to the House of Bread and we're putting in our donations to the House of Bread. And then on Sunday we're doing the Bowl for Kids Stakes for Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Okay.
At Polking Lanes South.
Okay. Now you said the bread. You said the what'd you call it? The home of bread or
The House of Bread.
House of Bread. Now is there a bread? Is there a bed made out of bread there? Do you know of? Like you can eat the bread as your.
No.
That's a silly joke. I'm sorry. Well, here's a better question: if the moon was made out of bread, would you eat it?
If I could get there.
Okay.
I'd eat
Good
anything.
answer.
Cubs win. Cubs win. All right. That was my little thing to Harry Carey. All right. Well, anyway, I'm about out of questions. Is there anything you'd like to add before you leave? Anything that we haven't asked you yet? You have on your mind? Anything you want to tell us?
I would just encourage the people that have joined to actually participate.
Oh.
It's really worth it. I know as a college student, the main reason that I participate is because I don't have the money to donate to these charitable organizations, but I do have my time and I can volunteer, and that's one of the main important things, is that we need volunteers to do things in the area. So.
Well, that's good. Well, Mackenzie, thank you for being here. You had some great answers. You seem like a nice young lady, so good luck to you and all you do. And the Golden Key Club, good luck with that Golden Key National Holiday. Maybe we'll get that going. So anyway, that is that. We are back with the show of Ohio Throws Down. Ohio's on Fire. Me and Jesse, we're still here. Right now is the Ohio's on Fire message. Academy Awards was this past Sunday. Biggest award show of the year. And of course, The Last GM, which was made by Wright State alumnus. They made that movie. They were nominated. Unfortunately, they were not victorious. There was another group that won. Prejudice in Music, I believe, won. Of course, something interesting happened. I guess the guy got interrupted. He got Kanye. I don't know if you heard about this, Jesse.
No.
Yes, it's called the Kanye. But he was interrupted by someone that quit during the middle of his production.
Oh my god.
And but she talked as if she won it. It was really weird. You have to go to YouTube and check it out. But you see, you know what? Had the last truck had won, that would not happen. There would be no Kanye moment.
True.
So the Academy Awards screwed up. I just want to get it out of the way. But anyway, the Academy Awards, of course, it's the best in film for the year. And I do want to talk about the movie industry because when you think of the movie industry, you think of Hollywood. It's an age-old tradition or the idea that you have to go to Hollywood, California and make it big in movies. And once upon a time that was true. Back in around when movies were here in this country was advancing, I guess, around 1920s. Before I do have to add, this is a very little known fact. It's not credited that much, but the first movie theater, like the ability to take a film and play them and show them at a theater, well, the idea for projectory, it was actually created in the state of Ohio. That's true. It was, I forget, it was a guy, he created the idea. It was from, I think, Youngstown, Ohio. He created this projectory, and the first viewing, before movie theaters were created, they were called, I guess, movie events, if you will. But it was in Ohio, and this was way before acting took place. Of course, back before these big Hollywood action films took place, you had silent films, non-spoken word films, black and white. If you go to college, you know what I mean. It was way beginning. All that stuff. Yeah, jazz. There's jazz movies because they couldn't speak, but if you could play music, you know. I mean, I'm sure people in the 80s and 90s would remember. It was just a really different time back then. And of course, when once the idea of projectories, like making events out of watching movies, took place, then people with money and ideas had these ideas. And considering Ohio is one of the smallest economies among all economies in America, because we have a lot bigger states, ideas were spread on how to reach the bigger audience. Of course, people in New York, like these business investors in California even, of course, there's people in California, they were more into it than other states, and they had a really huge economy. These businesses would buy them up, and then they would hire these creative people that had these movie ideas. They'd hire them over in California, and eventually, of course, Hollywood, California, that area seemed to hit it was like all these cities, and one city had to stand out. And Hollywood was the first at the gate. They were smart people there. Movie studios were opening up, and technology advanced to movies. Look for Google, the history of Hollywood. But little by little, it became the place to be for movies. All the stuff you saw like the 40s and 50s had something to do with the California area, mostly Hollywood. That's where people go to edit. That was the place to go, was the Mecca. And that's where the idea of going to Hollywood, California, become a movie star, that's how it came about in America. But I tell you what, I think times have changed. You do not have to go to Hollywood anymore to become a big movie star. And I'll tell you why. Things have changed. Has something to do with the fact that people in Ohio or even Idaho, they can go into a store or a library, they can rent these nice video cameras that smart companies have created that looks as good as anything. They make documentaries, you make films, and you can post it up on YouTube, on these internet sites. I believe the 21st century has proven that you can be a big movie star and not go to Hollywood. You can stay right here in Ohio and be a big movie star, such as how the GM plant proved, the GM plant movie. And there's been a lot of different documentaries. I know Dave Chappelle's Block Party was a big hit back in 2003, and most of that was made in Ohio. And all he did was get a crew from nearby. And also helped that over years, people that actually interned in Hollywood, they got booted out. They couldn't find a job in Hollywood, or they got sick of Hollywood. They just came back home. A lot of people live in Ohio, so they set up shop there. I know of one place that I learned a few years ago that I'm friends with online. It's a place called 24-Hour Film School, and he teaches in the Ohio area. These group of guys, they're experts in movies and makeup and all the good stuff. And they even tell you can become a star in the state of Ohio, because people are always looking for extras, people are looking for unique ideas, and they teach you that stuff. They teach you, these guys have Hollywood experience, they'll tell you. And of course they weren't around, they're fairly new, they were not around in the 1990s or even before that. Times have changed. I just want to tell you that you don't have to go to Hollywood. Hollywood has changed too. If you ever watch E, you know what I mean. It's true. It's you can become famous for anything pretty much. It's a really different time, and Hollywood's got its politics, whatnot. It can be quite a hassle, from what I heard, but you can go to other places now. I think you can be a star elsewhere, is what I'm getting at. So the movie industry is changing. So anyone that's trying to get into movies, good luck to you. And the thing with Hollywood, there's a lot of flaws too. I know it's legendary. You can get a lot of rich people live there. I mean, it is still a hot movie place. But the image thing is what I have a problem with. You got these coaches and personal assistants you don't see behind the scenes. They tell you all this, these young actors, all this stuff. Like, you gotta weigh 10 pounds to be this girl in this movie. Or you have to act a certain part. You can't get this part, this and that. It's just full of politics, and they tell you negative things. And that's why you hear these celebrities that they're just doped up on drugs. Because it's a lifestyle. It's around them. People get depressed. Although it's not excuses. I don't want you to take drugs, but you hear these stories. I mean, that's their excuse for not. A lot of these Hollywood superstars, that's their excuse. They're sick of the crap. They had to do something. They decided to turn to drugs. A lot of people die young, unfortunately, and we don't want to do that. Movies is an occupation like anything else. And I think outside of the big politics within Hollywood, places like Ohio I think it's really safe to do a movie. As long as you know what you're doing, you're educated, you can do very well. I just want to tell you people at home, you don't have to be dictated to anymore. This is a free country. If you want to be a movie star, there are better ways to do it. You don't have to kill yourself to be a star.
True.
Yes. Jesse
I'm with you, man.
Yes, Jesse was here for me. I've always been alone during my messages. Thank you once again to Lascivious and the Golden Key Club. So you guys have a good night. Have a good spring break.
Be safe.
Yes, be safe. Jesse, you want to shout out to somebody, Jesse?
No.
Just say hi to your mom.
My best friend's right here, and yeah, hi, Mom.
All right.
And my dad actually should be listening tonight too.
Okay. Well, me and Jesse. All right. Well, we all say goodbye, and have fun. Have safe this spring break, and yeah, watch out for those drinks. All right. Bye now.
And Crepos.